Hello, everybody. We've seen one match today, and we've got 7 more to go. The next of which will be coming very shortly. Ghost are currently the reigning champs, taking that first match, but it's FaZe Clan at the very top of the ladder after day 1, and so things are still in contention. I'm Paul, your host. I'm still joined by Andy and Natu. Guys, that was an interesting first pitch into Miramar, wouldn't you say?
It was a good circle. I love that circle. It was actually a lot more sensorized than I was expecting. But there's still a couple matches left. We'll see how fun it's gonna be tonight. It's Miramar. Like as an EU.
No, it's going to be interesting to see if whether or not what McCoy there was saying, you know, is it going to be an NA party today when we're playing Miramar or not?
And so
EU is still leading.
Why has it developed? Why has it developed like that? The EU are more specialized on Erangel, and NA have adopted Miramar. Is it because it's the map that came out later and it was their opportunity to exploit something and get ahead?
The map is not ready yet.
Okay.
It's just not. It's well, you can play it competitively, yeah, but like. I think it should be in competitive scene. It should be a little bit more. What's the word like? Evistel.
Evistel. Evistel. I really appreciate it when my map.
What is it?
I really
What's the word for it?
I don't know.
But you guys know, like
fine-tuned or something. I don't know.
Yeah. You need to tune it up a little bit. Like
refined,
You need to, exactly, to do it for it to actually make it properly work. There's so much spots in the map that
so
if the
which
circle
specific areas would you say need to be refined?
canyons,
Maybe
for example, canyons.
Okay.
Well, we can imagine that we have 2 like mountains, and we have a canyon there, and the canyon cover is basically nothing. Like there's only like little small sheds, little bit there, and trees and stuff, and you got the circle like just sensorized, and one of the teams gets it. What are you gonna do?
What? That's GG. In your opinion.
Well, basically it is, because smokes do not work yet. You can see through smokes when you move, so you're not gonna able to use them. And if you have a cover in that spot,
I know the solution. It's the Andy Pyro RPG that you suggested yesterday.
Exactly.
It needs to be implemented in the game.
Yeah, like
You can blow up the canyon.
Dynamite. You just run down to the bottom with your mates, and you just like some cowboy movie.
The odds of surviving in that position is just almost 0. As when it comes to this kind of like these guys can shoot. There's no way you can run from the bullets in that case anymore. And we've seen that in Miramar. And this is unfortunate, and all you can do like, all right, next time. Next time is our luck.
Natu, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be a testament by everyone, really. What I do like is, like, I guess, you know, the different setting that the matches ended up in the most of the time when it's not an urban fight is just the ability of using that elevation and having the fights. So whether if there's a situation where you have cover spread evenly, so to speak, so everyone has a choice. So it's not like a canyon where someone's going to be having a run over the field. It happens on both maps, right? Where a team will have a massive advantage over the other just because of the sheer fact that some of the teams are going to end up on a very open space. So it's always a give and take, isn't it? It's just going to take time for them to be able to refine everything.
After you go through a map of competitive PUBG, Andy, what kind of reviewing and reflecting do you do on a performance afterwards?
Afterwards, basically, well, we'll see. Was the fault actually like, did we do our best? Did we make the right decisions as a team, as a players, and then basically compensate it with the factors of the map and with the circles and stuff like that? Could have we done something better there? If we could not, it was like, okay, next time is ours. Like we're gonna do the better next time itself.
Do you get replays from the custom games?
Huh?
Can you watch a replay from the game?
Yeah.
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 Do you do that?
Yeah.
Demo reviewing.
Yeah.
A fan favorite across the world, reviewing demos. And so is it something that you guys spend time doing in your team method, or is it something that's not yet kind of as prevalent?
No, it is important.
Like
it is really important to see.
To understand.
Like, you need to basically understand the movement of other teams as well, that where they go, how fast you need to move. Like basically, its time is key as well. Like I said yesterday already, like 10 seconds can make a difference. Does your team wipe to rotation or not?
Yeah. Once the circle pops, you need to be like, preferably instantly know exactly what you're going to be doing, right?
And where you are there, you need to basically be active in scouting, not just hunting recruit. You need to be scouting the next spots and how fast you need to move there and who goes there and how many do you split or what. There's so many different factors that you need to do. And if you do something wrong, you go check the VODs and you know, did we have a miscomm? Did we do it right? Should we go on there? Is there, you know, better zone over there? How much area does it cover for us and stuff like that? So you need to know the map, and a lot of guys know the map like their own pockets already.
Yeah, and so that is essentially what is lacking to some extent for EU with Miramar, not knowing the map like its back pocket.
Well, it's tough to move in there. Like, I'm sure everybody knew in that point. Like, the reaches, no way everybody can know them. But there's always, like, some reaches, basically, when you play tournaments where this Miramar is, you just find them constantly on the new spots. And, like, if you don't know the map, you have that scout that goes in and sees that one ridge and says, that here, this is the flag point that we're going to be at. But you cannot just find the ridge. You need to think a little bit ahead of it and see if we stay here, what's the next plan? Where we're going to go next if we need to.
Awesome. Now let's rope in our casters. Boogie and Avenger, good to see you again. Game number 2, you ready?
Very much ready, setting ourselves up for a fantastic match. Gang,
What was that?
it's a PUBG thing.
Oh, okay.
It's a PUBG meme.
Oh.
Yeah,
Gang, gang.
for me. Gang.
Gang. All right,
Yeah.
guys.
For all
Well,
the
let's
flushers.
hand it over to you guys, the casting gang officially. Have some fun.
Thank you very much, Paula. Much appreciated. And indeed, we are ready to move on towards the second game of the day. Indeed, it is the LAN finals. First person, for anybody that was kind of doubting this, for GLL, all up for grabs is 50 grand and the lion's share of that. Let's see who's going to take it home today. We do see something good, though, on our side screens. And indeed, it is the big plane in the sky. Here she goes. That's a nice little plane path. Not too bad. Not too shabby, of course. We've been blessed with some good trajectories today, man. When Papa's casting, some good stuff happened.
Indeed. We have a plane here from Impala straight to Chumacera. The northern side is going to be hard to get picked up on. El Paso is going to be a bit long. San Martin a bit long, but pretty much impossible unless you want to drive all the way to Militar, Tiara, Cruz de Val, etc.
Sorry, where?
Cruz de Val, yeah. But I think we're going to see here, we're going to see Navi jumping into Valdemar. They really did that a couple of times yesterday.
Cruz de Valale.
Cruz del Avale.
Valale. That's the one.
Cruz del Avale?
No. Cruz de Valle.
Cruz de Valle.
There you go. That's perfect, actually.
Fantastic.
Did you name this one up here, though?
Tora Aharmuta.
It's still working on it. Okay.
It's pretty good.
Work in progress. Okay, no, no problem at all. But I remember the weekend GLL we did, and you were like, Tori Muda? Okay, so chat will decide next. You know, I'm going to make a poll on Twitter.
Yeah.
What town are you going to name next? We're gonna put you on a challenge, the Avenger challenge of naming towns. I mean, you come from the Danskland, so it's not easy for you to see Latin names, right?
I mean, the Spanish words of towns can be pretty hard.
Yeah, that is true.
And where you put the pressure on. But the game is on. Everybody seems to have found out where they want to go.
Huh?
Nova's not contesting Picado.
Nope.
So they have decided not to do
Let's
that.
eat out.
They are indeed, though, in Chumacera.
Chumacera, indeed they are. That was pretty good, man.
Yeah, or Chimichanga if
or
you're American.
Chimichanga for the Liberty or Picator, where King would have gone.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. So there you go. That's a nice little split. Circle pretty similar to the one we had previously, so that is going to be interesting to see if there's any kind of differences to that. The differences that we can note so far, however, on the screen is Optic taken alongside of Shoot to Kill El Pozo, whereas Optic in the previous round were alone in the entirety of that town, and also Crimson going past Valle del Mar and into it, and then into the prison area where their normal looting grounds are. They like to go either on the very southwest or the northeast of the map. So this time around, they swap it up a little bit there because the plane path was a bit milder towards this direction.
It was indeed. Crimson here, they like to loot far away from everything. As we talked about yesterday, they're like, we don't care about how long it's going to take to loot because we're just going to come into the game late. And I'm not sure if that's going to work out for them on Miramar because Miramar is a very heavy early rotation map, and you need to take those positions early, especially in this map where you don't have a lot of compounds to cover you everywhere. Especially in the middle of this circle is open space, basically. A few small shacks here and there.
That's it.
But there's a lot of open space, a lot of open mountains, canyons, so forth.
We saw it last match. Very, very open area right this on this circle here. A lot of that center play is indeed quite vulnerable for you to stay on, so I'm not too sure a lot of teams are going to be sticking around to that one there. In the meantime, though, we see two teams in Los Leones. You do see FlyQuest. They're actually the third one to the south as well. FlyQuest is going to be, I think it's
Cloud9,
Ronin
yeah,
and
and
Cloud9.
Ronin,
There you
yeah.
go. So them's the teams that went in there. In the meantime, Knights have found themselves some trash loot to work with here as well. They're going to be going past that power into that power station, as you can see on your screen there. I'm not too sure what the rest is. So Draydon is looking for a home, but he's kind of getting close to phase, and he knows this for a fact, so he's not going to be approaching too hard. Vox, in the meantime, is going to be taking the outskirts of San Martin, getting that concrete compound, which is, in fact, not that one there, just the one to the left there, that one. One of the best compounds in this game.
It's super center. It's pretty good loot, and it's a good
place to start.
Yeah, good place to start, and good place to spot out and look for
From San
rotations.
Martin.
And yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
San Martin is
You can say San Martin, right?
San Martin. Yeah,
You should be able to.
Or Martin.
Martin.
It depends on how you want to say it. Martin.
No.
Can be said as well.
There you go.
But yeah, Rogue going into San Martin
Yes,
if you want to.
I want to. Yeah.
Yeah, you usually don't see Rogue going the center, and they're not a team that likes to do that, but they know how important it is on this map to be center and be in an early rotation, so they swap over their kind of style and go into San Martin, which is a really good place to loot, and you can basically be to their lumber mill, usually go there on the eastern side of it.
Yeah.
But
The Hacienda.
yeah, and they're in a Hacienda now. Have split up a bit, and they're in a really good position in this zone.
Absolutely, and they have a little dip to work with there as well if they wouldn't need to move, and they don't necessarily need to do that at this moment in time. Perhaps swap over to the mountains that are to the east of them. We'll see if that happens. In the meantime, we're having a look at Fuffins, who's getting all that good loot. Look at that. He's got 2 full medkits. He's got a level 3 helmet. He got that M4 and a scar on his back for longer range. The 2 AR.
With that 8x.
With the 8x on the top, man. Miramar no loot. Well, why don't you shut the crap up? Is what Fuffins seem to tell you.
Of course, I mean, also on this map we have these multipliers on the loots when we play in competitive.
But only AR, right?
AR medkits as well. We have a 1.5 for all medkits. We have a 2.0 for AR.
There you go.
And really good loot for that.
And a 1.0 for M24.
And a 1.0 for an M24 at the junkyard.
Yes.
Which is very close to Ronin. They sent 2 guys off early.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the junkyard here. Pretty good position. You can move and rotate from there, especially in this circle. But yeah, definitely Rogue has some good look, and we're going to see if this is going to be a roguish game.
We will indeed. Kraken sent to scout this one out. He's going to be getting the support of his teammate quite soon, just as about soon as he's done looting. Kraken's like, come on, man, let's get that crate.
He has a UMP.
I got one more building left. He's got a UMP. He's got an M4. He would love to get rid of that UMP and find himself a nice, juicy M24 to work with as well. So, whilst he's waiting for this, he's also got a level 3 helmet as well. So there you go. Yep. Very, very decent loot so far, it seems, for these 2 gentlemen that we've watched on our screens the past 5 minutes. Duck is going to be finally making a move towards him. That gives Kraken a chance to go for that bush. Balak going away from Coldamenta, not interested in Spanish is what he seems to say.
Balak. Oh, is it gonna be no? Balak. He did.
No.
He did a good rotation, and he actually rotated to the same place they did last time, taking that position where Navi pushed them. But they're gonna be missing out on that bang bus, if you may. But they're another bang bus is coming in now. Colemanson taking some more shots on those, and Flycrest and all the teams from Los Leones is already making their way into it on these early rotations.
There you go. This one has an attempt. Oh, that actually works out. Okay, so you have 2 bang buzzes now, which is not to say much. Balak is going to try his best at sniping Kar 90 long range there. That one almost nearly connected. That was a pretty good shot from him. Is he going to attempt it again? Oh, no, you won't. Ah, that would have been so sick. Balak is known for his mechanical skill. He's absolutely super talented. You've played with him, right?
Balak is a fantastic player. Yeah, we did play a DreamHack. It went pretty decent. We did win. It is a different setting, of course. Duos and not as many good players as there is here. So it was a challenge, but it's extremely fun. And Balak, as you said, mechanically is probably one of the best players in the game. But also,
there you go.
In-game leading, strategy.
Yes.
He's a really good overall player.
Very wise man. And that is such a rare role to see. Having an IGL who is also able to aim reminds you of Hacksetti, one of the few ones that can do that as well.
Yeah.
You know, Of course, Lumber will have their own very good IGL. Vard, in the meantime, has crashed his Baiku. I do believe that. There he goes. Thank you very much, Emil. That's an unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
He's going to get the rest, though. He does have Miraku coming in to help him out there. What a nice, lovely gentleman. Blue, in the meantime, taking shots from Kraken, but this fight won't continue. Kraken will try to make an escape. He's got that M24 now with the ghillie suit and a level 3 helmet as well. On top of that, but he had the level 3 helmet from before.
He did indeed. And
And they want this.
this ghillie suit is really useful on this map. This green ghillie suit, he's gonna go into the ground and the sand. It's gonna be really good. I don't know why he picked it up though, but apparently he likes the green colors. I don't think you should pick up the ghillie suit with that color on this map. Because you're gonna be able to get spotted like this.
What?
Interrogating Kraken right there. They're gonna be able to pick up that M24.
Yes, they will indeed. They wanted it so badly, and now it's almost theirs. But Interrogate takes a ton of damage, so without further ado, he's going to have to back off there whilst Blue makes sure that his teammate is safe. Coldamenta holding on the spot. Duck watching that same angle there in a bit of a duo with Lost HD on top of that ridge. Coldamenta, in the meantime, going to be forced to heal up as he took heavy damage, so that means that something and Interrogate, they're going to be on the hunt, on the prowl again, to take that super strong weapon to their hands. Yannick, in the meantime, blew up Hitroy Scar, and that's a very difficult transition. You can see the gentleman from Optic right now trying to make their way past Rogue, and that's a good point to be made. We were talking earlier how difficult it is to rotate with vehicles, even in the first circle.
Yeah, and that's why you want to rotate early. You want to make sure everybody else is in their cars as well. Because if they're out of their car, they're going to take shots from everywhere, basically, because everybody wants to go super center early in this game and on this map as well. Cloud9 in a pretty good position on the southern side here. They're not as center as everybody else.
No.
Flyquest, meanwhile, are fighting Ronin still.
There you go. Texas actually managed to get the knock on Interrogate, who is now behind half cover, so it seems sometimes could be forced to heal up as well. But Blue is eating up a lot of damage. Texas doesn't want to give this one up after having his teammate fallen. He wants to make sure that he cleans up the gentleman from Flyquest. This is a full-on battle. It shouldn't necessarily happen, but it does. But there's a side flank coming in here. And if Texas isn't careful, Lost HD might catch him off guard. But Texas knows that there's one more guy on top of this hill, so he's going to be going for the flank before Lost has a chance to make a move. Let's see what occurs here as the shots do come in. Lost HD is going to be given the info. Might be peeking up the side here, but does not look at the right time at the right moment. So Texas brings him down. That's a good return of fire. As Flyquest get themselves an M24, but they... Aw, come on, man.
He probably doesn't have that much bullets.
His enemy definitely has.
So, yeah. So you want to keep some bullets. He's going to loot him up. He's going to be able to get some more of that spicy loot. Flyquest, 3 guys. Interrogate here, taking some shots again from Texas. Texas has a really good aim here, and he's putting some damage onto Flyquest, and they have to push and disengage this fight right now.
And we've seen him yesterday as well. Texas doing very, very good. Very, very good, I must say.
I remember the
Stress on
1v3 versus Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Nice. That was
Yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
Fantastic play by him.
That goes down in the books of history, my friend. Shoot to kill make their way a bit later on into the circle there. They went to El Pozo, as we've seen before. Crimson still on the outside, as they normally do regularly when they're that far from the circle. Then they know that they might as well loot up for all the meds and all the goods that they can get their hands on. There's no point to try and make their way early into it. So they're going to have plenty of advantages, as well as keeping one gas can to themselves, because they have a long, long rotation. Talking about rotations, nerf me, please, on that buggy, assisted by teammates Richie and Lochnar on the bike, and another buggy, yes, indeed. Whilst Envious seem to stick around Minas Generales,
Yep.
and they're quite happy with this location.
They really like to loot this location. It's super center. And with our loot settings, when you play these competitive loot settings, it's actually really good loot, and you're actually able to...
I wouldn't agree.
You don't think so?
No,
if we look through the Envy guys here, I'm pretty sure they're going to be full to have lots of meds, have enough meds to engage a couple of fights.
It's just what bothers me is the fact that they're so distant from one another, those buildings, so it takes such a long time.
Oh, the looting time, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel it. But it's big hangars, so the loot is open.
Yeah.
Most of the places.
So you see it from afar.
So you see it a bit from the far. So you can save some time by spotting it a bit earlier here. That's 17, pretty good, decent position here in the northern side of the zone, trying to refrag some of those rogue guys here that did take out Hetra pretty early.
That they did indeed. It does look like 17 wants to commit fully. Mikroy does want to commit on a fight far, far away in a galaxy somewhere else. I don't know what the start of that one was. That was way too far to do anything.
Turtle!
What? Turtle did get Colamenta. Was that the long shot there?
That's like a
particularly might have
700
missed?
meters.
No freaking way that was a Carnegie shot that
It was.
long.
Go.
Holy smokes, he gets the kill as well there. Turtle, slow down, boy. You're about done. He gets the leg shot as well on his next enemy there. This guy is absolutely sickening to watch. Real nice shots coming from Turtle. This is some highlight Twitch shit, man.
This is like 600 meters shot straight off Turtle here.
This is what you do with normal plebs on a normal server. Not against pros. Wow, that is pretty good, I must say, from Turtle.
Decent shots here and coming from Turtle indeed. Level 3 helmet and 8x. It's going to help him with that, and it's going to take out the
Look at that,
tires.
he's spot on. He is spot on. Doesn't even need to.
He doesn't even need to hit the tire here.
You have to shoot first to find out where the bullet goes. There you go.
Yeah, shoot to kill also making their way in. And everybody's basically coming into the zone. Rogue here and Envy in the fight as well. Knocking a few guys. Check Shooter taking out Froliger. Silver's going to get knocked as well. We have a lot of fights here in the north.
Yeah, we do indeed. And Envious have that good position to take on any fight that they can get. They got a lot of great cover. So they're going to be using that to their advantage, trying to keep everybody else from Minas Gerais. But guess what? Lumbermill have come to play, and they're just on the western side of Minas. They're going to be sticking around to that position. That's where Kinguin have played before, and Kinguin might be interested in going to that spot where Lumbermill are right now. Team LM, as you see it on the screen. I don't think they're going to be making their way too close. They're in an open field right now. They have some covers on the little huts that they have, but more than that, it's going to be an open, wide walk. And I haven't seen them take any vehicles from Picado actually.
Nope.
And they normally don't, because when the circle goes this way, they have to pass this mountain just east of Picado, which means that they cannot climb it unless they have those bikes, right?
Yeah. And Kinguin is not a team that likes to rotate a lot. On foot they do, but they would rather be on foot than rotate on in vehicles.
Great physical condition.
Yep, especially on this map.
Especially on this map, indeed. Baher welcome. Peeking in. Seeing if he can find someone here. Lumbermill is just on the other side. Fortunately enough for him, though, they're not looking. Unfortunately enough for Lumbermill, they're just too busy loot gobbling. They're loot splitting is a strategy that pros use when someone has... well, actually, this is what we do in normal games as well.
Yeah,
but
everybody.
there's also a loot pile, a thing called loot pile, which is something that not a lot of people do, which is you drop your attachments that you don't need in a certain place, and everybody drops them in that one place, and you grab them as fast as you can. You just loot goblin them.
Yeah, to be more effective as well. So
Absolutely.
you don't waste time on having
You don't
to
waste
split.
time, yeah.
Just drop everything you don't need, so everybody else can share that spicy loot.
Ooh.
Everybody is making their way in. Rogue are the only guys in the northern side here, so if this circle is going to go north, they basically have everything they can do in the north. Just play how they want to play. Shoot to kill, making their way in on the northeast as well. FaZe and No Loot Gaming are right now fighting on the eastern side. So they're making their way into the zone here. They're both inside the zone, but they're fighting for just to kill each other, not for a good position, actually.
NLG has the option to retreat. They have some divots behind them. They could potentially go back, but they don't want to. They want to keep FaZe outside, and look at this. The circle will sway away from them. So if NLG don't back off, there's going to be a fully fledged fight here. FaZe don't have any other choice of going anywhere else. Oh, they actually do have vehicles.
Yeah.
And they decide smartly enough to exit that spot. They're going all the way around the blue just to try and enter from a safe angle. And that they might get indeed if they go south of Shoot to Kill. We'll see if that happens or not. In the meantime, Nova on the very south side. I can't see Crimson just yet. I'm not too sure where they're gone.
Crimson is still outside the zone, I believe. I think
Oh.
they're making their way in right here.
Oh, there goes Caden. There goes Caden with the first down onto Texas. Duck is going to... No! My God, Texas didn't hear where the shots were coming from. So Duck was... Caden was able to finish that frag there. Duck as well sniped off his bike by Check Shooter. Not a chance to get out. And that will relay the information to Lumbermill that there's a team to their east. Also to... I do believe that might be FlyQuest to their north.
Yeah.
And Kinguin are going to be joining in the fun as well.
Looks like everybody likes Minas Gerais here. Everybody's just making their way in. Rogue is basically the only team in the northern side here. And they're just slowly being on the edge here. FaZe also making their way to the northeast. Trying to find out what's going to happen here. Gaxi taking some shots at Solid. Not connecting anyone yet.
Hello?
And it's going to scare off Solid.
You know what Gaxi needs? He needs a GTX 960 or something, because he plays so good on those things, man.
GTX?
So this is some old graphic.
Oh, yeah, but like maybe just a 660.
660, yeah.
20 FPS
20 FPS
gamer.
Russia guy. That's what you call him. He's very, very talented indeed. He is. I don't know how he pulls off those shots. Perhaps today is not his day, but he's got plenty of time to get into the games. Just to remind you guys at home, this is the second match of the day. We have 8 matches in total. So you're coming in at the start. You're coming in for a lot of good action here. And we're going to be bringing you the first 4 matches, whilst our colleagues will bring you the next 4. Now, look at how close these teams are to one another. You said it. They love Minas Generales, and it is true.
This Minas Generales can't be very frightening. We saw it last game. If this circle pops away, you have so many teams that has to make the same way towards the next zone. If this zone pops north, you're gonna see so many teams colliding in the south and the east here. Rogue, basically the only one in the 40% north side of the zone. 17 still on the top side of that mountain. Hypuck and Bahawaka have split as well, so Optic is playing a 1-1-1 basically right now to cover as much area and get so much info as possible.
Dude, Interrogate taking that shot on Jesse Lowe. That might mean that they can push. This time around, those shoot to kill are going to be pushed far back by FaZe, it seems. Shoot to kill don't want to take on this engagement, but Woody kind of does. On the side flank, could be a danger spot, but Hack City might have his name. We'll see how it pans out here as Hack City does push in from behind that AK. Non-scope, just a red dot on the top. He's going to have to connect with Woody as he's the last man at the backside of shoot to kill. Now they're in a divot. They're in a hard spot. Adam Dids gets spotted himself. It looks like Yempty took the first shot there. So they're going to immediately pounce back on him. And it looks to be a fight here, boys. We're going to have a fight on our hands.
We here. Spotting if he can see anybody. Nothing really. They don't really want to go aggressive here. I don't know if they know it's FaZe. But if they did, I wonder if they're going to take a full-on fight here. FaZe is going to pull out of this match. And this, sorry?
Again.
Yeah, again. And try to get a better position here because this mountain here on the edge of the zone was not worth fighting for.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here's the thing, man. FaZe are normally a team that don't give up a lot of land when it comes to Aaron Joe. This time around, they're playing much smarter. And there you go. They're going to have the first entry in the circle. They can keep shoot to kill outside. Effectively, if they want to attempt that indeed. But shoot to kill start taking shots at them. It looks like NLG are going to be taking some shots as well, whilst Ghosts try to approach Envious on the south side. They're going to have to stop by the ridge. Fortunately enough, for this moment in time, there's nobody on their side, so they can safely stop for there. But Crimson are slowly approaching, slowly encroaching, and will make their move on the south side of the circle as well. Let's see how it all works out. Data in the meantime takes Richie down. Jesse Low with that 4x. Does manage to get himself a frag on Nerf Me, please. Kaisko is going to be ending that one there.
And that is Nova out. That's the 15th game. We have 14 teams left only. 48 people live here. Jansen taking some shots at Nova as well. Landon being knocked here. Lochnar. I know it's Cloud9 that's actually been out already. So bots as well taking some shots. And they're fighting a lot right now. Envy still has this really good position. Ghost, meanwhile, being on the south side of the road here and being able to peek over and look into Minas Generales. They're inside the zone. Crimson is actually still outside the zone as well. They just made their way into where they were in the last game, and they're trying to push towards Kingren right now in this open space.
In fact, they are indeed. It will be another unfortunate one for Kingwin. They haven't had the best game at the previous one. Pretty close to their position where they were before, but then again, it's pretty much the same circle there. Swings a bit more to the north, though, so it's going to be that much more interesting. That's not that much of an open area. In the meantime, Na'Vi might be in a bit of a fight here. It does seem like it with the Knights, but they're not going to be committing full on it. There's no need to do that just yet. They would much rather wait and see where the next circle finds them, but there you go. Gaxi does spot his co-nationals, actually. Pipes and MBS from Lithuania as well. Whilst they try to creep in, Jambawe so close, nade range. Is he going to pull one on the Kingwin lads? Let's see if it does work out. His teammate is
nade
quite close.
Thrown out there.
Yeah, a nade was thrown at the back there from Larson, I do believe, or Gaxi. I know it was Vard. The one coming from Vard, but there goes Jambawe, cooking it perfectly, drops it down there, and here goes the knock. 2 gentlemen knock, and a third one follows suit there. No, actually, it's going to be Larson. Fully killed! Oh, my lord, look at that. Actually, it's going to be Vard that takes Gaxi down after he was knocked out. His nade popped off because he had it in his hand.
Exactly.
Oh, no, that's the end of Kingwin on the 14th place, and that's an unfortunate way to go.
Yeah, Cloud9, Ronin, and Kingwin already out of this game.
Wow,
but
that's
this
a
zone,
lot of top teams.
It is indeed. This zone really allows a lot of teams to be alive because we have so many of these buildings here. So this is the home turf for Optic. Optic Hypuck here, taking some shots at Drayden, getting him down to nothing, taking him out. Bahawaka finished him. They're still inside this really good zone here. And Knights really want to make their way in here, but they are inside the zone, and I don't think they want to push even further.
Yeah, I don't think they do indeed. That's going to be them sitting where they are, Voxic and Krama. Well, Bahawaka and his teammate will hold on to their spot. Voxic will take some shots at Lumberville, but they're not going to be that impressive. Not just yet. Circle close it in. We're going to find out where the next one goes indeed. But before we get to that, let's have a look at the top at Voxic and his teammate. They have an M4 on the ground, so that tells us they've got pretty good loot so far, it seems. So even if they're playing as twos, they have the rifle power. 17 at top of the mountain seems to be alone. Hypok and Bahawaka, you saw him earlier to his south. Let's see how the circle goes here. Let's see who's going to be forced to move. That's going to be the interesting moment here. Na'Vi have a hard rotation, man. No, they don't. They're actually inside the circle. Look at Crimson already on the move. That's smart for them to keep on moving.
Crimson's going to make their way all the way around south here and trying to cross the road in the northwest, I believe. Na'Vi has a pretty good, decent position, but if they don't move now, they have to move open space later. So they have to think here, do they want to move now or do they want to stay and hope for the next circle to be close to them? Rogue also making their way into the north as well. Krama and Voxic here, they're in dead center in the middle here.
There, Crimson now pushing at the backside of Na'Vi. This might be a fight pop and waiting to pop off there. 17 on top of the mountain there. Is going to be waiting for his teammates. Actually, he doesn't need to wait for his teammate. They're good where they are right now. Fuffins and Jazza just waiting to trade back with 17, but he's not going to be peeking. He's playing this one smartly. He is playing it quite cautiously. He knows that nobody's coming in because he's got that information from his teammates. In the meantime, Gustav does take Balak down from Ghost on their rotation, and Crimson taking shots at Na'Vi. This fight is about to pop off. Let's see who gets the first frag. It's going to be Lockwood, Jambawi as well. So two gentlemen from Na'Vi are knocked. That leaves Drainus in a bad spot there with not a lot of HP. Whilst Pajami Nada or Ibba is going to try his best to hold on to the angle, but has no idea where Crimson is pushing in from. Just behind him now. Close to him. He must hear the steps at this moment in time, and he's going to be hiding, just waiting for him. This 2K has to happen for him. In the meantime, Ibba does get the frag here. Can he get Lockwood as well? No, he can't. Lockwood returns fire, and that will be Drainus left alone for Na'Vi. Whilst his teammates are all downed, Drainus has to play this one quite safely.
Drainus, he is forced just to wait here and just try to snake it out, because Crimson, they've made their way into the zone. Pushing really smartly.
No way they know.
Oh, Pybus.
No way they know.
He's going to try to copy it.
So good with this. Oh, it's on the other side.
Drainus is in a really good position here, but they could potentially get a nade down here.
Drainus is in the drainers.
Yeah. Oh, not a nade. Is it going to be good?
Oh, he almost gets flushed. He almost gets drained to 0 HP, but it doesn't work out there. Oh, and they might not pursue this one. They might think that the nade was good enough, so they think, okay, it's clear. There's nobody there. We've thrown 2 nades, 1 on each end. It's all good. Nope. They're hanging on. They saw Drainus get in there. They want to get the closer. Pybus thrown in. Is that a Kobe or not? It sure looks like it's not. On the very top there. Blocked by the ridge. Drainus has 7 lives, man. This guy is a cat. How is he still alive?
Drainus, he's just going to stay here. But how do they know he's exactly right there? They try to underhand throw that nade to beat right there.
Didn't work out, man.
Nope. Turtle made his way in. He's the last guy from Ghost alive as well. Meanwhile, Navi's also down to 1. Lumbermill playing super aggressive here on the south side. They're 4 guys strong as well. And the next one's going to pop soon. We're going to see what's going to happen. Who's forced to rotate and who is going to be standing in a good position.
Yes, indeed. He wouldn't now going to be taking shots from shoot to kill. It looks like FaZe have moved quite south of him. 17 holding on to his spot while his teammates still on that 2+1 split. Envious are already on the rotate there. It looks like Crimson won't give up for now on Drainus. Coldest man of Feline because he's got 9 lives. His teammates were down. He's got murder in his eyes.
Yeah.
Can you beatbox me real quick, bro?
Nope.
Go for it.
Nope.
Go.
Nope.
That's a pretty good beatbox.
No beatbox. No, nope.
That's
nope.
pretty good.
Nope. 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 Drainus is just, he's sitting in the wait for this circle to go away and hope for everybody else to shoot their way into the zone here. Rogue in an okay position.
Pretty white beatbox, I would say.
Oh, yeah, true.
Very white.
True indeed.
Yeah.
Shoot to kill. They have a decent position. They can make their way into the zone here. 17 is just laying on top of this this rock formation here in the north side as well. He's still inside the zone. Has a pretty decent position.
That he does. Bookie now proned in. Oh, he's going to spot Caden soon enough. We'll take the shots on him, but won't connect. That's unfortunate because now they're going to peek in return, or won't they? He's still playing this one safely. Keaton dropped down to low HP, but it looks like the push from Lumbermill is working out so far, it seems. And nobody from Lumbermill. Oh, are there? Yes, Gustav has been downed, but something's on the side. Kane puts some shots on him, and it's actually going to be Hypok from a different angle, helping out Lumbermill here, staying 4 strong. And they will get the res indeed. There you go. So 4 strong for them.
Yeah, and they're going to keep on pushing into here. Optic has done a really good job at defending this position here. Envy's down to 1 player only. It's Czech. Lumbermill also have to make their way now, and the zone is pushing now. Drainus is out of the game.
Ninth place for Na'Vi.
Indeed.
Again. That's a hard start, but then again, to remind you, there's 8 matches here, so there's some chance there. Fuffins as well taken out by Yannick to deny the kill, I presume, as a res wasn't available.
Nope. Rogue has again, as we talked about before, they're in the northwestern side of the zone, and nobody's basically in the middle. Everybody's on the southern side. They're in this Minas Generales area with all these big warehouses, all these oil rigs and everything. FaZe in a really strong position on the top side. They can really hold this down. 7 team is getting pushed by shoot to kill as well.
They could get pincered in, wouldn't they, FaZe?
It really depends on how much pressure they're going to be put on from the top side. It looks like they're just trying to put some pressure on the guys down in the south as well, trying to get some kills. They do have 5 already, but Lumbermill here, Wookie knocking Knights. So Kramer is down.
Yeah, they want to make a move onto him, and it looks to be going fine so far. They're going to be pushing further down, and it looks like Lumbermill are on a mission. Trufeli takes Krama down as well, and that's going to be another team eliminated there. I don't think there is one lad from the Knights. It's Voxic himself. Let's see if Wookie can close that one there. No, he's busy with FaZe in the meantime here. Wookie, Lumbermill have completely transformed on Miramar, I must say. They're so good at taking those fights. They're so intelligent, so confident, and I love this from them. I truly, truly do.
Yeah. Adam Ditz threw a nade at 17 and pushed him over the side here. So 17, he is taken down. That these Optic only 2 guys in the southern side of the zone. Ghost still have 1 guy in. Turtle has snaked his way all the way in under Lumbermill, basically.
Yannick helping out 17 without wanting to. Turtle, in the meantime, takes Gustav away. Trufeli is going to be peeking him. Turtle has the right idea. And just to remind you, Turtle is the gentleman who had that good aim on the long range there, but not too long for here. As Kate will put it to rest. That's 1 man missing from Lumbermill still. They are 3 strong, so they're going to be able to push inside the next circle without any kind of care in the world, unless Voxic pulls out something. But actually, Voxic is on the move himself, so he will be able to take that little edge. FaZe, in the meantime, still in a good position. Looks like Empty has the circle, whilst everybody else is struggling to make their way in. Rogue are going to have an easier time getting in.
Rogue, they're inside the zone. They're just making sure that shoot to kill is not going to make their way in. They're fighting in the top side here. Jazz is taking some shots. Czech shooter is just waiting for this zone to push him so he can try to snake in. And FaZe, they're making their way inside the zone as well, making their presence inside the new zone here. Meanwhile, Lumbermill also have to make their way in, and Jims is really trying to hold them out.
Yeah, indeed. And he might get some frags in here. Instead, he gets a ton of damage on himself. Not know where the shots are coming in from. Has to prone in with a sliver of life left. And it was from the top side there from shoot to kill, but LM Lumbermill from the back, chop, chop, chop on himself. And there he goes. 1 gentleman from FaZe lost, whilst the rest of FaZe, Mixie has no helmet. They're going to be holding on to the top angle there on shoot to kill, but Lumbermill are coming in from the backside as well as Optic. This might be a fight between these 2 teams. It looks like they're kind of approaching one another, and Lumbermill have no idea there's enemies to their right. Hypok might know. He might have spotted that nade, but he's not effectively holding that spot. There it seems now he is. The shots do come in. Not a lot of them connect on Lumbermill, so they're going to be okay with this right here. They're going to have to close this battle quite soon enough, but they do have a bit of the circle. Hypok, dink down, the pan saves him real good.
Hypok here making his way into the zone. They're still outside the zone. Knights still have 1 guy alive, also made his way inside the zone. Voxic is lying down here. Shoot to kill is outside the zone, trying to heal as well, as you see on the minimap. So they're going to be hard
that's
time.
a freak out. Oh, that's a freak out.
Fantastic shots by Trufeli here. Lumbermill in a really strong position here down in the south part of the zone.
Someone on the outside actually trying to heal up. Oh, Bahawaka Adam Dids falling down as well as Hypok. That's 4 teams remaining. It will be FaZe versus Lumbermill. Looks like Rogue is in it too with 2 gentlemen and Knights as well by Voxic, as you can see him on the right-hand corner there. And the circle sways away. FaZe will have an entrance to it as well as Rogue, unless FaZe can say something about that. But this trifecta of teams might be bothered by Voxic coming in from the south. We'll see how it pans out soon enough. There's not going to be a lot of time for this circle to stay as it is. So 30 seconds is all you get. Oh, it does look like Voxic has been spotted. but he takes
He's
down
knocking
Thrifty.
two.
He's knocking 2 from Lumbermill right now. There's just one guy left alive. Can he make it happen? Yes, Wookie Bookie does it. Pump makes he comes in through, and he will take Lumbermill away. So there goes Voxic, ruining the chances of Lumbermill at this moment in time. And it's just going to be a battle between Rogue and FaZe. And oh my lord, I wish we could go back and see this fight. All right, there we go. Thank you. Let's see what's going to happen here. FaZe are trying to make a side flank here. They're doing a bit of a split.
They're splitting a bit up here. Hexetti and Phosphorus are trying to make a flank here on these guys, which is the clever play. Jazza and Yannick has a really good position, but not when the zone is going to move, and it's going to push them right now. Phosphorus taking some shots here at Yannick. Phosphorus taking down to 20% HP as well. Phosphorus.
Oh, and Yannick falls as well. Hexetti wrecking house, it seems, and that will be the GG and the chicken dinner for FaZe Clan. Real good effort out of these gentlemen here, and they're cool as a cucumber as they normally are.
Indeed.
It's time for them to come back.
It's because they expect it. They expect wins.
Do they though? They had a really...
But that's what they expect from
bad
themselves. Like they're so high, they have so high expectations from themselves. It just feels like they're not too excited about winning all the time.
Yeah, that is true indeed. So there you go. Great game on Miramar here.
Indeed.
Very, very impressive stuff, it seems. And yeah, there's a lot of action. You know, people are like, meh, baby rage Miramar, but there's some real good action to be seen. If the previous circle, very close to this one here, closing in, was a bit more open. It wasn't that interesting. This time around, though, was plenty of stuff going on. So it was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, beautiful ending on Minas Generalis, making nearly every team being able to come into the fight there, and that's just depending on where the zone pops and who has to push.
Yeah, true that indeed. So yeah, pleasureful match, a real good effort there. I'm trying to peek in and see if our lovely gentlemen are ready to break this one down for you. Well, they'll be in a minute. Sure, they're having a bit of a banter chat right now. But yeah, what else can we expect? We got 2 more matches to cast ourselves.
We do have 2 more matches. This is a FaZe win. They were already first, so this is just going to propel them even further ahead.
Who else can we expect in the next ones?
So are we doing some predictions here? Who's going to win the games that we're going to cast? Yeah. I really hope Lumbermill is going to win one.
Yeah, I do.
And then I hope for the sake of North America that they take home another one if we say Ghost is American.
And I hope for the viewers that they have themselves unmuted because we have the analysts to
That's right, we're here. We were having a full-blown conversation shortly and we thought it was coming back to us, and I was like suddenly getting panicked. We were live. I was like, guys, it's us now.
We were analyzing.
Yeah, well, that was great to see. It's FaZe Clan pushing to the top once again. And are you surprised by that? I mean, it looked like they had a good graph of the entire game.
They had. The rotations that they had was pure. I didn't see them fighting that much, but they were spread around. Minas is a dangerous place, but it ends there. A lot of teams just push there early, as we saw, and all the teams are stacked close to each other. Rotations phases are like Envious started picking up the rotations when everybody tried to come there, and teams were just losing member by member. But FaZe came like calmly from the sides, not straight in there. Like everybody was expecting that everybody rotated straight, but FaZe came from the side and took the high ground, which basically paid them off in the end. Nobody were able to contest them because it's really hard to get from Minas itself up there, but they're easy to get down. So
hard to get up the Minas.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but it is though. It's one of those where there's different elevations as well.
Yeah.
It's not just like high ground, low ground, but there's like low ground, middle ground, second middle ground, and high ground, right?
Yeah.
So
it's
like 4 different
basically
layers.
you need to jump down, but you cannot go like up. You need to basically go from the sides. You can go up.
So technically speaking, when it comes to like the last circles, it's then always going to be a bit of a gamble. If the circle is not in your favor, then you're more than often you're going to be having to make a rotation where you're going to be fighting with multiple teams simultaneously. Then that's when the smokes come into play. If you have any, you try to make a move and so forth. So they can get super tough.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now we can head on over to Kelly, who's sitting with the man with potentially the best beard in the building. It's Fuzzface from FaZe.
Wow, I don't know if you heard that, but Paula just said you had potentially the best beard in the entire tournament. How does that feel?
Feels good. Who said that?
Paula.
Oh, I appreciate that.
But let's talk about the start of that game. Actually, let's just talk about Miramar for a second. How do you guys feel being on Miramar now today? You guys did pretty well yesterday on Erangel.
It feels okay. I mean, we still prefer Erangel, but it feels okay starting like this.
And I gotta feel okay because you guys are in the lead now, taking your second win. This is me interviewing you for the second time. Do you feel confident now going into the rest of the day, or do you still feel like you need to show up because so many teams are so close in the standings right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's still 6 more games, so we definitely need to keep it up throughout the day.
So when the circle started to shift towards Minas, a lot of the players were going south or from south to north. You guys actually did a different rotation. What was the thought process on that?
We just sort of try to get as central as possible, and it's not a lot of space you can use on Miramar. It's a lot of open space, so it's, you don't have a lot of options, to be honest.
In that last engagement right there, where you guys just had such good positioning, what was the communication in your team?
It was just we noticed the people downhill were fighting, so we decided to push that, and then we sort of get that side clear, and then it's only 1 team left, and we had number advantage as well, so we felt kind of confident there.
Nice. Well, congratulations. I'm going to let you get back to your team. And guys, don't go anywhere because we're going to be up with game number 3 right next.
Thank you very much, guys. And we have some highlights on the screen now from game 2. Interrogate there, putting the pressure on.
Game 2 of the day. Game 2 of the day.
What did I say?
Oh, you just said game 2. But remember, we
yeah,
played
game 2 of
yesterday.
the day. I mean, I think it's
so in the big picture,
at this
it's
point.
game number 10.
Yes, indeed. Overall, game 10. You are absolutely correct in pointing that out.
Well, if someone's not watching.
Indeed, indeed.
right.
We are on a second day. If you're a new audience member joining us, Natu has an absolutely fair point. We are 10 games through the 16-game tournament. And yes, today it was Optic that finished out on top, right? And right now, I'm quite certain that FaZe will be on top. They were ahead before, and after that, they will have only cemented their position further. Caden, again, had his moments in that for Envy, but fortunately, they couldn't take
What's the
it up.
best ending, in your opinion, on this map? Like the
Best circle.
The
Yeah.
best
Like
possible circle.
yeah, ending circle.
The circle that moves from
I like-
Miramar over to Erangel, probably, for Andy.
Los Leones.
Okay.
I love the Los Leones city fighting.
City fighting, yeah.
The big warehouses and the big building itself. That's something I've enjoyed playing myself.
And why is that? Do you feel it favors your play style? Is it to do with the angles?
Angles, close combat quarters towards basically multiple teams. The movement is you can like move a lot easier from cover to cover. You smokes more efficiently, even though you don't. But you have the blue there. The smokes actually work there because there's walls against them. So yeah, that's why.
All right. Natu, what kind of terrain or buildings do you prefer to fight in when it comes to PUBG? What angles do you feel suit the way you play?
I mean, I like when it comes to Erangel. I mean, I like the urban fights as well. But I feel like on Miramar, it's fun to be on the hillsides, be somewhere in the desert basically, because there's so many little dips and ridges that you can utilize. And then if it ends up on a point of the map where there's not a lot of like open fields. Obviously, I don't play competitively against some of the best players in the game, so it's a bit of a different context in that sense. But from when I play for the good times, that's what I prefer.
So you like the canyons, right?
Not exactly, no. That's always the kind of feel like you're gonna have to run over something that has absolute zero cover. It's a lot of fun, just waiting for someone to pop up and just destroy you.
Sorry, Andy,
what's
I
the
did that to
point?
trigger you, mate. I apologise. Now, moving forward into the rest of the tournament, we, of course, still, I think, have a bunch of teams in contention. We'll get those leaderboards up shortly, but it does seem as though FaZe, finishing out yesterday and starting today, are creating that resurgence.
Yeah, no, definitely. Already, I think they had a decent game 1, and now obviously picking up the win. They're looking good, definitely. If they can keep that up, then I think they should be looking good in this tournament.
That's the point if they're gonna hold that like man count that they had there and not Dutch rotations, they can make a lot of stuff happen because they have the aim for that kind of stuff and the common sense how to play, high crown, low crown. So they basically just played it the best way they could and come on top of it. There was good points where Lumbermill was so actually going for those aggressive plays. They were cleaning out. They were rotating constantly. They were running towards the safe zone. And they were cleaning out Envious. They were cleaning out Optic. They were cleaning out. Well, Knights almost got them down. But I think FaZe finished it off.
They did indeed finish it off. Let's get that leaderboard up for the match. And afterwards see the overall standings. Lumbermill finishing second, of course. Rogue in third. And it was Envy clawing that fourth position. The Knights even in fifth. I'm not exactly sure where that will put those teams overall on the leaderboard, but now we can see it ahead of us. Lumbermill have moved into second. They are a steady climber, and FaZe, who start off great and then had a slower middle patch, are re-establishing themselves once more. Optic still hanging around. You have Rogue and Envious following them up. And Na'Vi now in 7th, but we of course have to remind ourselves it's still relatively close between maybe the top 5, at this point top 6. But FaZe are really establishing themselves being the first team to crack 700, would you say, Natu?
Yes, the numbers don't lie, do they?
They do not.
It is 709. On the other side of that spectrum, you have someone like Cloud9 and Ronin, who came into the first seed for main A.
They had really tough rotations on this Miramar first 2 maps. What have we seen? The first map, they dodged rotations. On the second map also, they lost 2 guys already to our rotations to Envious. First to Ghost Gaming and now Envious, so that's tough to basically really struggling. Cloud9 having the same issues right now as Ronin, not getting into the end games. But Rogue at there, still holding on in the top 5, like not getting that win yet, but they might have it. They're actually like hanging on there with the points.
So you think, before we close things out for this segment, that Rogue
they might
could
surprise.
potentially have an opportunity to surprise and take the tournament if they get that momentum in the next 6
If they
games?
get the momentum, if they get the circle and they can hold into that, 4-man, definitely.
Natu, any final thoughts?
Let's get this rock on let's get the show on the road again.
Let's get this rock on the road. I like that. Not sure if it would go too fast, but we do have a high-paced action ahead of us in terms of 6 games that we have left, and there's definitely still everything to play for, and I can't wait to see what happens. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in 5 minutes.